What's good, YouTube, man? We in here with another reaction to the 5 greatest heists of all time. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all subscribe to my guy John Jeezy too. His link will be in the description. So we finna go and react to this, man. Hopefully y'all enjoy. Let's get it.
5 greatest heists of all time. Even if we don't condone them, most people are generally fascinated with heists. Movies like Ocean's 11 and The Sting glamorize these calculated criminal feats, and audiences around the world enjoy watching fictional characters escaping with huge piles of cash and jewelry. But sometimes, these elaborate crimes occur outside of the world of fiction. Today, we're looking at the 5 greatest heists of all time. Antwerp Diamond Heist. The Antwerp Diamond District is one of the most heavily secured places in the world, with billions of dollars of diamonds changing hands there every year. And it was there in 2003 that one gang of thieves pulled off one of the largest diamond heists in history. Now, even though most of the gang, known as the School of Turin, has since been...
Dang, I'm surprised a gang could pull that off. They must have some pull. They must have, you know what I'm saying, straps. They must have the police behind them. I don't know. To pull that off, they had to have something. They had to be gold in the city or something.
Been arrested, the diamonds have never been retrieved. The robbery was led by Leonardo Notarbartolo, a small-time diamond dealer, tenant of the Diamond Center, and a thief responsible for many minor jewel robberies. Although police believe he was the robbery's mastermind, he claimed that he was contacted by an unidentified diamond dealer who recruited him for the crime. Notarbartolo said he was paid to take pictures of the vault's complex security system.
Man, it sounded like he was snitching. He done told everything. Dang.
From those pictures, the dealer constructed a full-sized replica of the vault. Notarbartolo states that the dealer set him up.
Well, that looked like Akon right there. Hold on, let me go back a little bit. That looked like Akon. What the hell? That's why we ain't seen Akon in a long time. That man done hit for some diamonds.
Tolo states that the dealer set him up with a small gang of Italian jewel thieves, each with specific skills for the robbery. The police are not convinced of the truth of this anonymous diamond dealer. However, no proof has been found to support this claim. The thieves got through the 10 layers of security, previously thought to be impenetrable. They bypassed cameras, the combo dial, the keyed lock, magnetic sensors, the locked steel gate, light sensors, heat and motion sensors, and keypad disarming sensors. They used aluminum to trick the magnetic field and stripped plastic off the wires of the sensor circuits. Then they loaded up.
Them boys had skills. They knew how to get through every obstacle. Man, they should have let me part of that. Let me get down. I won't have to work no more.
Bags of diamonds and other jewels. It took 2 hours to get it all out of the building, but thanks to one gang member, things eventually fell apart. That man was Pietro Tavano, known as Speedy, and one of Notarbartolo's lifelong friends. Speedy couldn't handle the pressure. After unloading the loot into this car, he had to pull over because he was having a panic attack. Remarkably, not a single alarm went off. As security guards arrived on Monday morning, they realized that the thick steel door to the vault was open and 100 of the 189 safe deposit boxes had been raided, with some of the loot still on the floor. The world's only specialized diamond police, Patrick Pays and Agim de Breiker, phoned the vault's alarm company. "What is the status of the alarm?" they asked. "Fully functional," came the reply. However, authorities eventually found Notarbartolo by watching security footage. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Brazilian bank robbers. In 2017,
so that man only got 10 years. I mean, that's a long time, but I know it seemed like they never recovered the diamond, so when he got out, he still was gonna be living like a king.
Brazil's police arrested 16 men tunneling towards a vault containing 1 billion reais, or $318 million, and who were on the verge of pulling off the largest ever bank robbery in the country's history. Authorities swooped just before the alleged gang was able to use its impressively equipped tunnel to enter the safe at a Banco do Brasil branch in the country's financial capital. It would have been the world's biggest heist, said Police Chief Fabio Pinheiro Lopez on Globo TV. Police said work on the tunnel began 4 months ago, starting from a house several blocks from the bank. It had sophisticated supports, fans.
Oh, they was smart. They was smart. They started like 4 months early. Ain't no telling how much digging they had to do.
And lights. The police believe Alcio Gomez Noriega was the ringleader of the operation. He is a 35-year-old man implicated in an attempted robbery of a security van in Paraguay. The court ruled the group be held in pre-trial detention. Though it's hard to believe, the group dug the tunnel by hand. They loaded the soil into sacks and carried.
Man, they did some work. It had to be some Mexicans or something. No disrespect or nothing, but the Mexicans will work.
It outside through an underground stormwater drain. To enter the tunnel, gang members descended a 2-meter ladder from one of the rooms in the rented house. The tunnel was about 1.5 meters high and was reinforced with iron beams and wood, and even wired with lights. The walls were lined with plastic garbage bags to reduce the dust. The tunnel was reportedly filled with food, water, special clothing, and digging tools. Police were probing whether the gang had the assistance of an engineer when building the tunnel, because the construction was so impressive. The tunnel renewed memories of a tunnel robbery 12 years ago when thieves made off with about $70 million for the previous.
Boy, they got away with 70 million? Do you know what I can do with $70 million?
Heist, diggers worked in shifts from 8 p.m. until 4 a.m., taking a break on weekends. The 3 gang members involved in that attempt were involved in 2 separate prison escapes using tunnels equipped with ventilation and lighting. $500 million cyber heist. Starting in 2009, cyber criminals from East.
So they said $500 million. Cyber. So they done this over the internet.
Eastern Europe infiltrated at least 100 banks in 30 countries, raking in as much as $1 billion in fraudulent transfers and hijacked.
$1 billion? $1 billion? That's Bill Gates money. Man, I'm in the wrong profession.
ATM machines over a 2-year period. They did so with a mysterious Trojan called Spy Eye. The attacker struck at Russian banks first, as well as those in Germany, China, and the United States. They got away with it initially, but soon authorities tracked them down and they were brought to justice. Alexander Androvich Panin, the inventor of Spy Eye, who went by alias Grybodemon and Harderman Online, pleaded guilty to a court of conspiracy to commit bank and wire fraud in January 2014 after reaching a deal with prosecutors. Prosecutor Stephen Grimberg said Spy Eye, a preeminent piece of malware developed from 2010 to 2012, was used to infect more than 50 million computers, causing nearly $1 billion in damage to individuals and financial institutions around the world. A second man, Hamza Bendelaj, a 27-year-old Algerian known online as BX1, was sentenced to 15 years. Prosecutors said he sold versions of Spy Eye online and used the malware to steal financial information. Spy Eye was a type of Trojan virus that secretly implanted itself on.
I don't know. Y'all comment down below. Would y'all do 15 years for that? And I'm pretty sure they didn't. They weren't able to keep the money. I'm pretty sure all that money got, confiscated. I don't know. I don't think I can do 15 million. I mean 15 years for that. I don't know. Y'all let me know down in the comment section.
Victims' computers to steal sensitive information, including bank account credentials, credit card information, passwords, and PINs. And once it took over a computer, it allowed hackers to trick victims into surrendering personal information, including data grabbing and fake bank account pages. The information was relayed to a command and control center to be used to access victim accounts. Panin conspired with others to advertise Spy Eye in online cybercrime forums and sold versions of the software at prices ranging from $500 to $10,000. FBI Special Agent Mark Ray testified. Panin was the architect of a pernicious malware known as Spy Eye that
Man, them guys, whoever created that Spy Eye, they genius. They some geniuses.
infected computers worldwide. He commercialized the wholesale theft of financial and personal information. And now he's being held to account for his actions, U.S. Attorney Sally Yates stressed in a news release. Now, many police agencies don't have the skills to effectively track down and investigate cybercrime. Tracking down cyber criminals requires a very different skill set from traditional policing, which limits the ability of law enforcement to go after cyber criminals. It also takes resources and trained personnel, which are, in many cases,
Yeah, that cyber stuff, man, that stuff real, you know what I'm saying? I had my YouTube channel hacked back in September 2020. So you know what I'm saying, that cyber stuff is real. And they'll get all your information and switch up stuff and stuff like that. That's why I had to get me an antivirus software on my computer just to, you know what I'm saying, scan everything. Because you get a malware on your computer, it's over with. They finna get all your information.
cases in very short supply, says Martin Rosler, Director of Threat Research at Trend Micro. France's heist of the century. French gangster Jacques Cassandre was in court in 2018 for a crime committed over 40 years ago. Police noticed the fact the Marseillais mafioso was the likely mastermind of the heist of the century after he was discovered to be the anonymous author of a book about the crime. On July 16, 1976, a group of criminals robbed a branch of Societe Generale, France's third largest bank.
But this happened in 1976, that's before I was born.
In the southern city of Nice. Using the tunnels underneath the city, the gang was able to partially destroy the floor beneath the bank's basement vault and gain access to the banknotes, jewelry, gold bars, and safety deposit boxes located within. According to the Societe Generale's own account of the incident, the brazen criminals spent the weekend taking their time going through the vault's contents, even taking the time and luxury to picnic using the depositor's silverware. He used a pen name, but investigators quickly concluded that the writer was Jacques Cassandre, a key mafia figure in Marseille, where he is now standing trial. He had assumed he was safe because the crime was too old to be prosecuted. But Cassandre is being charged with laundering the millions from the heist, a crime from which France has no statute of limitations.
Dummy.
Police found the manuscript on Cassandre's computer, and his children later confessed that their father had often bragged about the robbery. He eventually admitted to orchestrating the intrinsically planned job that involved at least 6 people and 30 tanks of acetylene to fuel the welding torches used to cut into safes and safety deposit boxes. An inquiry found he had also bought furs worth tens of thousands of euros and had once provided a financial guarantee with 7 bars of gold. He has always said it was a novel, and I don't think a court can convict someone on the basis of a novel, a lawyer from Cassandre Frederic Monneray said Monday. But Cassandre and his family members are facing a series of questions on his business dealings, with prosecutors also alleging Social Security fraud and a real estate scam in Corsica. It's not his first time in court, having been arrested in the early 1970s when police broke up the French Connection heroin trade centered in Marseille. $1 million pharmacy robbery. Back in 2016, the owner of a
Well, how they rob a pharmacy? It had to be an inside job.
value pharmacy in Fort Worth, Texas, rang in the new year with a trashed business missing $1 million worth of pharmaceuticals. The general manager, Jane Lawbaum, said the pharmacy at 720 North Industrial Boulevard was broken into in the early hours of December 31st. The burglars took highly marketable drugs with a street value of up to $1 million, she said. Surveillance footage shows men clad in black crawling and trying to break into a safe. Spilled pill bottles and cough syrup can be seen in the footage, and what appears to be a safe with the side cut out. An employee named Richard Irby said the robber tied him and 3 employees up with zip ties. He said he didn't want to hurt anybody. Now, we sort of took him at his word, but he's still waving a gun. The scary part, I never looked down the barrel of a gun before. The robber filled a bag with narcotics.
He was scared. Boy, put that pistol in his face
And left through the back door. Irby knows through other pharmacists the robberies are escalating. Yellow hydrocodone, Soma, and Xanax are the big 3 that most of them are after, Irby said. Irby wonders how long it will be before one of those crooks decides the drugs are worth pulling the trigger. The video ended up becoming extremely popular with over 4 million views and counting.
So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Like, share, comment. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter. Subscribe to my guy John Jeezy. His link will be in the description. Get at your boy. Peace.